you need to be greedy, okay? Everything in this society is set up to take from you. You know, it's set up to take your money. It's set up to take your health. It's set up to take your freedom. You know, you need to become as greedy as possible and hoard your money, hoard, your resources. Take care of your health, so that you're not spending tons of money on hospital bills. Never get a credit card. Do not take out a mortgage on a house. When you take out a mortgage on a house, that's a 15 to 30-year slave contract you just signed. So now you've got to keep going to that job and keep, kissing up to your boss and being in a toxic blue pill work environment, a feminized, gynocentric work environment to keep making money that you're getting taxed on to keep paying that mortgage or that car note or that credit card debt. I cannot stress this enough, men. Do not get credit cards. Do not finance a car. If you cannot pay cash for that car, you do not need that car. Do not get a mortgage on a house, okay? Get a cheap one-bedroom apartment, $600, $700, $800 a month tops, and minimalize. You need to be a minimalist. You need to save as much money as you can, right? Because ultimately your end goal is to get as far away from this blue pill, gynocentric, feminist environment as possible, right? Do you want to keep showing up to that slave job? Do you want to keep having to kiss that boss's, what, and have to keep, playing office politics your whole life? I don't know about you guys, but every waking second that I spent at the 9 to 5 job, it felt like a chemotherapy session for cancer. I felt like I was in an oven getting cooked and radiated and getting hit with radiation just being around these blue pill toxic people. I am what you would consider an empath. I'm very sensitive emotionally to what's going on around me. Now that doesn't mean I'm emotional and I start crying all the time. That means I can feel exactly what other people are feeling just by being in their presence. On a scary level. So if I'm around a very toxic blue pill person or a man-hating feminist, I can feel that energy, tenfold what a normal person can feel. And it's incredibly stressful. It's incredibly taxing on my body and on my energy to be around that. So what I do, I hoard as much money as I can. I don't buy anything. I live as cheaply as possible and just save, and invest so that one day I never have to be around these people ever again, right? You know why the bank sends you offers for credit cards in the mail every week? You know why there's a McDonald's on every street corner? You want to know why it's so easy to go finance a sports car today? Because it's all bad for you. You don't need any of that, okay? You don't need the Corvette if it means that you're going to have to show up to the job for the next 30 years and be miserable and be a slave, okay? Being rich and being free are two very different things. Having nice things and having peace of mind and freedom are two very different things, and you're always going to want the latter, right? So, I'll say it one more time. Men, do not get credit card debt. Pay for everything in cash. Pay for as much as you can pay for with cash. Save all your money. Do not finance an automobile. You do not need to do that. You don't need to impress anybody. Okay, looking rich and having nice stuff doesn't change the fact that you're in a blue pill world where you are the person everyone's trying to suck the blood out of, okay? I used to have a Mercedes, all right? It didn't make women treat me any better. It didn't create any more wealth opportunities. All it did was take from me. All it did was suck the blood out of me. I got more women. I got more sex driving my piece of crap Honda Civic. I was banging them in the back seat of my Honda Civic. I didn't get any women when I had the Mercedes because they wanted me to spend money on them first, So I got rid of that car as soon as possible. Also, I was not about to keep making a $620 a month car payment. It was insane. I don't even make a car payment anymore on my Honda, right? So do not get a mortgage. This is the biggest mistake you can make. You can come back from credit card debt. You can come back from financing a car. But if you sign that 30-year house mortgage, you finance you get like a $500,000 house. you are screwed. You need to get rid of that as soon as possible. You do not need to be paying for a house, a mortgage every month. And even when you pay off the house, you don't really own it. Okay, the government owns it. They can take it from you. They can put a lien on your house. You're always going to have to pay property fees, neighborhood association fees. So it's like you're paying rent anyway. So you might as well just pay a little money on rent every month and then save the rest of your money. My final point, I feel like I don't even need to get into the whole not taking women on dates thing, not buying women things. I think you guys have a pretty good understanding by now, if you're MGTOW, that you're not going to be spending your money on women. But the final point I want to make that I don't really see too many MGTOW talking about is your health. You need to take care of your body. Your health is your number one priority. Today's my first day that I went vegetarian. I stopped eating meat completely. Because not only is meat very expensive, it's funny. I actually, I went to a restaurant today, and my bill was like $6. Because I just had like all vegetables and stuff like that. Whereas when I used to eat meat at restaurants, my bill would be like $15-$20, before the tip. So my point is, you need to take care of your health because you don't want to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on medical bills, right? My dad was an alcoholic and he would eat meat every single day. My dad would kick back beers and drink and eat, steak and seafood every single day. And he got what's called the gout. If you guys don't know what the gout is, it is basically a disease where he got it in both of his ankles, where the acid from the red meat and the acid from the alcohol basically melted away the muscle and the tendons in his ankles and made it very hard for him to walk. So he has trouble walking now because he drank a lot of alcohol. He ate a lot of red meat that's very acidic, right? So not only is alcohol and meat very expensive, but it destroys your body, It melted away the muscle tissue in his legs. He can barely walk now. It's weird. You don't want that. And he had to pay thousands upon thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, on hospital visits. They would give him shots in his leg. I would see him screaming and crying because they're sticking a 10-inch long needle in his ankle. Do you guys really want to end up like that? Do you guys really want to, for the sake of smoking and drinking and eating meat, do you really want to end up in that much pain? I stopped eating meat because I was starting to get the gout in my wrists. I was starting to have pain in my wrists, like having trouble forming a fist. It's starting to go away now that I'm cutting the meat out. But what's the point in being a MGTOW and protecting yourself from women if you're gonna throw it away on having bad health, right? So you guys really need to focus on getting your health under control and just being greedy. Hoarding your money. And you want to have an end goal that one day you're going to be able to get away from this blue pill gynocentric environment, as much as you can, by saving money and investing, especially in real estate. If you save up enough money and you start buying up little properties that you can rent out to people, you can collect money just off of the rent and never have to show up to a job again. You have people paying you rent money every month. You never have to work a day in your life ever again. That's my end goal personally. But the point is, be greedy, hoard your money. Do not finance anything. Don't get cars. Don't get houses. You don't need any of that crap. It's not going to get you any more women. It's not going to make you any happier, believe me. And take care of your health. If you can cut out eating meat, that's huge. But take baby steps. Don't go cold turkey all at once. Do things slowly, and you'll get there. But yeah, you definitely want to protect your health too, because you don't want to be throwing, the money that you'd be giving women that you don't want to give, you'll have to give it to the hospitals, to pay your medical bills. It's the same thing as wasting it on a wife or something, So definitely protect your health too, and like I said, just be greedy. I cannot stress that enough. Just be greedy, hoard your resources, protect your health, and you're going to be better off than 98% of people.